Hello and welcome to a very special episode of More Than Just Task Management and Building a Business Together. It's a crossover, just like the Chicago series do a crossover from Med to Fire to PD. Today we are hosting and publishing this episode on both our podcasts, More Than Just Task Management and also building a business. My name is Anna Angelova, business coach and consultant. I am a host slash co-host on both these podcasts. And here with me for if you are listening on More Than Just Task Management, you already know Jores Minasvand, my co-host. If you're listening on this episode on uh, the Building a Business podcast, you don't know about Joris and you haven't heard him speak. So I'm excited for you to listen to his wisdom for the first time. But anyway, hey Joris, how are you doing?
Hi Anna, I'm doing well. How about you? Thank you for having me and on your podcast. And yeah, it's exciting to combine the two and see how we can bring the synergies.
Mm, Yes, it is exciting, and I'm doing pretty well actually. And our listeners, like you might be wondering like what's going on, like why are we talking about two podcasts, and what's going on? And here is the thing. I'll start a little bit backward. So you might know this if you listen to Building a Business podcast, Building a Business Grit and Grace. So I really wanted to host a podcast where I interview others, like and especially like business owners. And it was earlier this year in 2025 in the spring when I listened. I attended a uh, Women in Bloom event. It was in the spring. An event from the Richmond Hill Board of Trade, like our local chamber of commerce, where they were honoring women in business. And I heard two women talk about their journeys. Two women who are immigrants actually here in Canada. Like one of them came with her kids as a single mom. Her parents were here. The other one was an international student, and they've created something amazing for themselves and their families. And it was so interesting hearing their journeys, hearing their story, hearing where they came from and how their path led to where they were right now, like building businesses and doing what they're doing today. And this was the tipping point in a way where I'm like, you know what, let me start this, let me start this. And I was honored when both of them said yes. And so if you go to the Building a Business Grit and Grace podcast, the link is in the description of this episode. You can listen to their conversations with them. One of them is called Amna, and the other one is Sandrine. They're one of the first few couple of episodes I published. So anyway, this was something that was my passion project. Let's call it a passion project, and something that I thought, oh, this would be great. Like I really wanted to share and spotlight people and spotlight uh, regular people, everyday people who are doing everyday things in an extraordinary way, with passion, with love, with kindness, with determination. And this is how it started. The podcast is live. I think I launched the first episode the beginning of September, and there are 6 or 7 episodes now. And I'm recording even more episodes talking with different business owners. And this is one of the things I wanted to do with building a business. I want to talk with people from around the world, with business owners from around the world and different business owners. So some people are building a side hustle. Other people are building like just local brick and mortar stores. And then there are others who are building something bigger that might go even national, international, depending on the countries they are in. So this was something that, as I said, started as a passion project, and I really love it. I love these kind of conversations, and we actually included these interviews into our community as well, where People in the community can even watch the videos because usually the podcast is just the recording, just the voice part. So anyway, this is where it started. And in the meantime, Joris, you and I, we've been doing the More Than Just Task Management podcast. And for a big part of 2025, we were doing it daily. Like we were having daily episodes. And ultimately, we thought, okay, now that something's now actually given an opportunity to share what's going on behind the scenes, but we were doing the daily More Than Just Task Management with some of the things that are happening since September with the business, with our business, with opportunities that we got, and a launch that we have very, very soon. We decided that let's make More Than Just Task Management a weekly podcast. And now we're moving to something completely not completely different, but ultimately what we're doing, and you already hinted at this, Joris. What we're doing is we're stopping the More Than Just Task Management podcast. So if you're listening there, we really, really appreciate you being part of our journey. And as I said, the link to Building a Business Grit and Grace podcast is there. So you can go there and you can actually start following that one. So, yes, we are stopping the More Than Just Task Management podcast. This is kind of a goodbye for that podcast. However, we are moving the conversations into building a business, the Building a Business Grit and Grace podcast, and we're expanding it. And this is actually this started with uh, a podcast I saw. So I'm of course looking for guests I can talk with, like business owners I can talk with, and then also I'm looking for podcasts where we can go, where I can go, or Joris and I can go together and talk. So as I was looking for to be a guest at one of the podcasts, I noticed that she had a very interesting format. So once a week, she had an interview with someone, and then she also had a second episode, which was mm, a solo episode. I'm like, oh, this is really interesting. Like it's you get an episode once a week. You get an episode which is like an interview, and then the other episode during that week is like a solo episode. So we talked, Joris and I, we talked, as I said, Joris, you mentioned what's going on and why we're combining these things. But ultimately, what we are doing going forward, we will expand the format of Building a Business, Grit and Grace, where every week you have one episode where I or maybe both of us will be hosting with a guest with business owners from around the world, entrepreneurs from around the world, sharing how they started their businesses, why they started, what they love about it, what they're struggling with, what's ahead for them. So once a week you have this episode, and then the other episode will be Joris and me sharing things about building a business, building a visionary business, how you do this, starting with your personal leadership, talking about having clarity about your business model, what are you actually building, talking about the so important marketing, sales, and delivery of your business, building systems within your business. So after the initial grind of doing everything on your own, doing everything manually, you actually have things that are simplified, things that are running without you even automated. And of course, we'll be talking about performance, we'll be talking about KPIs, all these kind of things, and our favorite framework of people, processes, technology. So this is how building a business is expanding. Building a business, Grit and Grace, is expanding from one episode a week to two, where the second episode will be a conversation between Joris and me. So I know I talked quite a bit. And Joris, I want to hear your thoughts and also give you the chance to share what's going on behind the scenes with our business, the upcoming launch, and ultimately why we are combining these two podcasts.
Yeah, thank you, Anna. Well, I think the biggest reason we're combining is value over volume, right? That's one of the things that we also want to be cognizant of people's time, right? If you're our audience, you run your own business, you're thinking about running your own business. So there's a lot of work that you need to do. So we rather have one consolidated, valuable session where you can come in once a week or twice a week and get all the insights that you need. So, and absolutely, we're moving towards helping uh, uh, everyone start their own business, whether you're a newcomer or you're a new student or you're new to job market or you've been working for 15 years and you're not happy. You want to buy a business or you want to build your own business. So uh, yes, we are uh, starting with targeting specific communities or demographics or groups, but that's how they start anyways. So we had to start somewhere, and that's where we started. So everywhere we go, we have conversations, and people just light up when we talk about what we're trying to achieve. Which I mean, if you see the value of it, it's fantastic. So we've been talking a lot about that, and it's almost 40 years of helping corporations improving their businesses and building, growing. I'm now sort of moving towards small to medium businesses where I think there is a bigger need. I mean, we have had a lot of corporations focus on corporations fundings and all that, and now it's time for focusing on small to medium businesses. And the other big, and Anna, you talk about this a lot, where we're not, because everybody right now with AI and technology, tech this, tech that, everybody's going towards go to incubators and this and that and funding and start the next unicorn, sell your company to Microsoft, and we're not that. We're swimming against that, not against that, in a different direction, and this is where we hit the pavement, we hit the streets, where like the everyday Joe, everyday Canadian can come in, and Jane, Joe, I didn't mean to be sexist, can come in and learn how to build a business. If you have the slightest ambition on wanting to not sit on the couch and watch TV and Netflix or whatever streaming prime you do, you have the inkling of energy and passion, you should come to our community. You should become a member of our community. You should listen to what we're starting. And yeah, we have a launch on October 23rd, and we will introduce our program to the masses and a few channels. And there are some partnerships we're working in the background we can't talk about right now, but soon we will start talking about. And this is the value when we go to these entities that uh, have served these demographics or these they have channels for whether newcomers, immigrants, whatever, for years and years and years, and we introduce what we have. I mean, again, where we're having the conversation, I look at their faces and I can see the light bulbs going off, like explosions in the back, like, wow, we need to get this to as many people as we can. This is like I don't know, a vaccine, I guess. I hate the word vaccine, but something we need to, this is something that everyone needs to be at least exposed to. And we have ways of even, and this is not about, well, we're going to sit in front of 900,000 people and we get 10% of them, or 1% of that 10% if they give us X amount of dollars a month. That's not what it's all about. This is about bringing something, and Anna and I have been to a few of these community calls, and I see in their faces what I felt 45 years ago that I came here, and not knowing what to do, not being sure of how do I do this, do I do that, where do I start, what do I do, what's my first step, what's my 10th step, what happens if I miss something for a whole year, and then all of a sudden. So we take all of that data out of it, and this is what yeah, we basically you get advantage of accumulation of 45 plus years of my experience, 20 plus years of Anna's experience on building businesses, being an immigrant, succeeding as an immigrant in a new country, and overall, even like you can be a first, second generation incumbent, but absolutely. I mean, this is I love where we're going, what we're doing, and this is the nature of what we do, right? If you just blindly continue doing it, and we realize that that's not what's valuable, we adjust and replan and start new ways. And as you were saying, Anna, or we're doing it once a week, and then we may have a second session. And I'm thinking, looking down 6 months from now, I think there's a chance we're going to go back to our daily podcasts. So again, we'll adapt and we will do what it takes to what the market wants and what people want and what we think is most valuable for our community.
Uh, That's really, really true that it's about adapting and it's about experimenting and testing as well. And I've mentioned it before, when it comes to building a business, like one of the mindsets that really helped me is seeing myself as a scientist in a way. Like, okay, I have a hypothesis, let me test and see what happens. And some some things work out, others don't, and that's perfectly normal, that's perfectly okay. And that's why it also like that idea of those small bets, placing those small bets and just seeing what works, what, like you said, what the market wants. And we don't know how it will evolve. We don't know, like at some point, of course, it might be something that's more daily, but ultimately, I love what you said, that it's more about the quality, and it's the quality of what we deliver as well, what we have, and being able to uh, have a single focus on one podcast that delivers that kind of value, where we get a chance to talk with other business owners so they can share their stories. And again, what we are doing and what we're looking for is sharing all these different perspectives from someone who is earning $1,000 on the side for vacations, to save for additional income, to people who have six, seven, eight figures and beyond businesses, right? We are interviewing all these business owners, different business owners, and then, as I said, brick and mortar, online, um, like inventory, kind of import export, services, the whatever it is. Like there's so many opportunities out there, and we do find, Joris, like you said, we do find that people talk a lot about technology. There's a lot about technology. There's a lot about AI and all these kind of things, which is fantastic. But it's kind of saturated, and we've mentioned it before. Some of the data that's coming up for the trades and how much trades we need, how much trades people we need, and with baby boomers retiring and leaving businesses behind, there are those unsexy businesses, non-sexy businesses that are so profitable and so amazing, and they've been operating for generations. And the thing is that the next generation doesn't want to take over. So a lot of opportunities, a lot of things going on. And we really want to focus on a wide variety of businesses, and the idea is for you to be able to hear what's out there, what people are doing. So if you are thinking about starting your own business, then you can see someone talking, you can hear someone talking about mm, a local cafe they started, another person talking about services they offer as a consultant or a coach, for example. Another one talks about import and export. And another one talks about creating unique, like with Amna, I mentioned already, like the unique dresses she creates, and garments she creates, so beautiful with her own hands. Like she does these things herself. So you, as I said, if you are thinking of starting your own business, you can hear all these kind of things. And it's not funneling towards only one thing, like only technology, only services, only. No, there's so many opportunities in the world, so many successful businesses in all these different industries and areas. And then, of course, if you already have your own business, being able to hear from people who are doing something similar, is amazing. Being able to hear from people who are doing something different is also amazing, because sometimes the best ideas actually come from people who are outside of our industry, from people who are doing something different, because they're not entrenched, like they're not blindsided by like the things that we're so familiar with our own stuff that we don't see what's outside. We don't see the forest for the trees. And that's why we're having the kind of conversations and looking for all kinds of business owners, like knock on the door of a print shop and invite the owner, share your story, what it is like, dry cleaners, all these kind of things, lawyers, accountants, because again, we need this kind of professionals, we need the services, we need all these kind of businesses. And of course, the other part of the delivering the value is our own conversations with, like, sharing our framework, our path, what we are seeing emerging as trends with the clients we work with. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about merging the two, and being able to have that single focus on building a business and sharing it even more and expanding it even more, growing it. And like you said, Joris, who knows? One day it might also be daily. For now, we're thinking like 2 episodes a week. One is an interview with a guest, and the other one is the conversation, the kind of conversation we're having today.
And we're excited. I'm excited about the conversations because again, we have a lot to share, and we have so much more. We're gonna have so much more to share, and we are one of those companies who's very transparent on what we do, and we openly share what we do, what our plans are, and we believe in the power of the community, and our strength comes from our community and our collection of the people that we bring into it. So yeah, I look forward to it. Where it's going to be very exciting next 6 to 10 months for sure.
And because you mentioned that we love sharing things, and one of the things that you already talked about, partnerships. Like I would say one of the recent lessons that we learned around partnerships, like first of all, it's amazing. And so the one that we are launching on October 23rd, I'll actually put a link to Newcomer Business here within Canada, what we're focusing on. One of the things that our partner brings is something that the two of us we don't have. And this is when you're thinking about partnerships uh, for your business, whether it's starting a business again or you have an existing business and you're looking to partner with others, what this is the thing. Think about your own strengths. What do you already have? What kind of resources, access you already have, and what you don't. And this is where you want to find people and partners who, like, yes, they serve the same market, they serve the same clients in a way, like there is overlap there. However, what they bring, like you don't have it, and what you have, they don't have it. So, and this is again, this is something that we are seeing. Like, our first attempt at a partnership in the summer didn't go as well as we thought. Like we had really high hopes in the beginning, but then it just didn't happen. So some of the people we met with, they obviously didn't see the value, or there were some fears. Whatever the reason was, it didn't happen. No bad feelings or anything. Again, business, things work out, things don't work out. And now the one that we started in September, this one is moving forward. It's moving forward quickly. And one of the reasons is because the other person, like, he brings something that we don't have. And we're extremely grateful for being introduced to him, for being, and actually you probably hear from him in the, like, as an interview. I'll definitely love to interview him so he shares his own journey. He's built a few businesses even outside of Canada, and a really amazing person who cares a lot about immigrants and immigrants succeeding here in Canada. So stay tuned for the interview with him. And yeah, what he brings is something we don't have. We're grateful for being introduced to him and for the chance to work with him and to make a difference at a level that impacts individual people, yes, but also where we see it is impacts the country. So really, really excited. And yeah, I know we've talked a lot, but it's something that you get it. Like as a business owner, you get it. And even if you are just an aspiring business, like you don't have a business yet, like you're just thinking about it, you get it, right? Like when you are passionate about something, when you love it so much, it's not work. Like it's Saturday when we are recording this episode, and we feel so energized, and we'd rather do this than anything else. So anyway, Joris, any last thoughts before I wrap things up?
No, you covered it very well. I think it's just a message we wanted to share, and we just jump in and start into our sessions. Look forward to it.
Me too, me too. So this is it. The last episode for now for More Than Just Task Management. Who knows? We might revive it in a completely different way at some point. But for now, this is our last conversation, More Than Just Task Management. Head to Building a Business, Grit and Grace. The link is in the comments. Head to this one, subscribe there, listen to some of the interviews. No, for now, it's just a handful. As of the time of the recording of this episode, we have a handful of Building a Business, Grit and Grace episodes. Listen to them. Like these are some amazing people. Most of them I know personally, and this is how I was able to connect with them and ask them for the interview. Some of them it's through podcast guests that I found some of them, and we actually visited Brian and Sally, the chocolate factory people. We actually visited them like a couple of days ago, and it was really yeah Gilbert's chocolates. It was amazing, and we got to see the factory. We got to see like tables that are 100 years old and tools that are 100 years old. They've been used almost from the beginning. The Gilbert factory is actually celebrating 125 years this year. And being able to see how that tradition continues, how that legacy continues, and how it grows. It's such an honor. It's such an honor. So anyway, if you're in Michigan, go and visit them. And if you are in US, you can actually order chocolates from there. Like you can order online. Unfortunately, they don't deliver to Canada, but Michigan is right across the border. So go grab some chocolates. Anyway, uh, I lost my train of thought, but oh, I was saying, if you're listening on the More Than Just Task Management, go ahead, subscribe to Building a Business, Grit and Grace. This is where we're moving. This is where we're bringing you two valuable things a week. One is an interview with a business owner, and the other one is our own conversations. So, wishing you a wonderful weekend because we are actually posting this thing almost immediately after recording it. And we'll be back with the next episode next week. Thank you, Joris, and have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Anna. You too. Bye.
Bye.